Hey Cancer, welcome. It's Meredith. I am here with your monthly message for April 2020. We have a nice enough day to be outside right now. So, yeah, delightful. And while shuffling out your cards for this reading, I was hearing a woodpecker. And I know that the message of woodpecker, or one of the messages of woodpecker, is drumming out new rhythms. So, perhaps that speaks to you at this time. All right, we are using three different decks for your message this month. Your top row is Lightseer's Tarot, and this is all about what's now for Cancer. Second row is Modern Witch Tarot. This is all about what's in development, becoming, and blossoming. And then your third row, one of my favorite of favorites, Bonefire Tarot. And this row is all about the long-term happiness, or the happiness, satisfaction, fulfillment for the month of April in connection to the other two rows of cards, how they are influencing that happiness, satisfaction, and fulfillment. As always, I recommend you watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus videos. If you do not know where your zodiac signs are placed exactly, go to cafeastrology.com. I am not affiliated with the website. They just happen to have one of the better astrology calculators that will give you all the info you need. So date, time, place of birth, plug it in, get the chart, come back, watch your other signs. All right, let's get into your message. This again, Lightseer's Tarot, what's now for Cancer for the month of April. And first two cards. First is the Ace of Swords. How brilliant is that? Look at this. Doesn't it remind you of the Nautilus? I know this is kind of like a stairway into the very center of the Ace of Swords. Really cool, but look at the light coming out of that. So this, as I look at it, of course, you know, Ace of Swords is all about brilliant clarity, everlasting strength. It's a divine and cosmic gift of those energies and more. It's clarity in our thoughts, in our words, how we are expressing ourselves, and how we are perceiving the channeled messages on the incoming for ourselves. So it's a beautiful card, and it is connected with the Nine of Cups. So these two together are an amazing pair. So you have brilliant clarity, everlasting strength, combined with the Nine of Cups, which is a dream fulfilled, a wish come true. So this is all about the manifestation and how you have been thinking and speaking over what you hold in your heart space for manifestation creation. That's so beautiful. This is a super powerful combination to start your reading off with. Now, if you are not seeing evidence at this time of your manifestations, you have to trust that this is in perhaps the rhythm, the flow, the allowing, the accepting, the accommodating on your own foundation for these very things that you are holding in clarity, in heart space, for fulfillment, for them to arrive on your foundation. Beautiful combination of cards there. Okay, next card you have, yeah, look at this, Ten of Pentacles. So this is what it's leading up to. This is the happiness, fulfillment, satisfaction card, generationally speaking. It's what you have to offer your own self in self-relationship, and somewhat in material ways, what you have to offer your own life, and then how you share that with the people you know, love, trust, your family, your friends, your beloved. This is the ripple effect benefit of the manifestation of your Nine of Cups. So sweet. Then coming with this, Page of Pentacles. I love this card. You know, we don't put a lot of stock in timing here at My Angel Soul. We really don't. And this card, though, is one that tells us everything happens in its own right season, in its own right way. So, again, it's coming into harmony with allowing, which is what you've been doing over here with your Ace of Swords, your Nine of Cups, and it's been creating the Ten of Pentacles for you. And there's a lot going on behind the scenes at the moment that you may not actually see, but you are sensing it in your extrasensory perception, your intuition, however your gift presents itself in your inner knowing, how you are channeling your higher self-awareness. And The Page of Pentacles is here to let you know that it's all coming in just the right way for you and in just the right rhythm. So I'm going back to the message of Woodpecker, drumming out new rhythms, being in harmony with new rhythms. And then we have the Seven of Swords. Pardon the background noise. That's our lovely T-Rex, letting everybody know that this is his patch. Anyway, Seven of Swords. This is a card about, it's called the Thief. And it's, all sevens in tarot are about heaven touching earth within our heart space. Certainly you have that going on over here. And the Seven of Swords is a card that indicates there is something that we've had an awareness of where we've been robbed of our own joy. So it's like the weed thoughts, not the seed thoughts. It's the weed thoughts that rob us of our own joy. And Cancer, it feels as though you've put the spotlight. Let's go back to the Ace of Swords over here. You've put the spotlight on that because your Nine of Cups, your Ten of Pentacles is way, way too important for weed thoughts, right? So where joy has been drained away, you have strengthened your foundation. And because of that, you're creating a Ten of Pentacles type of lifestyle. Your next row is all about what's in development, what is becoming and blossoming for you. This is Modern Witch Tarot, and your first card is Nine of Swords. I actually like that this card is here right underneath the Ace and the Nine of Cups. And truly following the Seven of Swords because it shows your progression. Now, at one time, being robbed of your own joy, being awake in the middle of the night, and having anxiety, stress, tension of some kind, and you can't rest, you can't settle. So the Nine of Swords is something that you have been coming into harmony with, and some of that harmony is still in development for you. So be okay with this. Be in allowing for this too. These moments of anxiety, stress, or tension are contrast for you so that you can see where you're being robbed of your joy, and then you can make the appropriate adjustments to your path, to your course, to your thoughts, to your feelings. Coming with, next card, the Magician. There it is. Manifestation coming at you again because you're turning this on its head. You know, you're recognizing it for what it is. You know that a new day dawns, and as that new day dawns, you're able to tap into your beautiful magic of manifestation and set it right again. Now, the Magician does have all the tools of the tarot at his or her disposal, and rarely do you ever see the Magician using those tools. Instead, he or she is tuning into the inner self and trusting the as above, so below. That's the concert of things. That's how you work with the universe. As above, Ace of Swords, so below, Nine of Cups. Here it comes. It's flowing in and creates your Ten of Pentacles. So even though you may be having some Nine of Swords type situations unfold, you're noticing them quickly, and you are strengthening your inner foundation and making sure that your joy, your happiness isn't being drained away by a lot of energetic investment in the Nine of Swords. It's really a big deal. That's manifestation in action. And in this row of developing, becoming, blossoming, this is something that you've gained a level of self-mastery with that you're pretty pleased about because you can spot it when it's happening and you can actually do something about it now, rather than coming into some lower energetic vibration that just sucks the life out of you over here on the Seven of Swords. You get back into your heart space, heaven touches earth within you again, and you're working your magic, and you're validating yourself, and you're confirming what's going on. You're giving it some love, kindness, and compassion, and you're allowing it to roll through. Pass on by. Okay, next. Ace of Pentacles. Yes, and when you do that, and you work this beautiful magic, then the Ace of Pentacles opens a door, another divine and cosmic gift for you. This is the universe handing you an opportunity. In the Suit of Pentacles, we're talking about a grounded, centered, earth reality manifestation. So here again, up top, in your top row, you may not exactly have evidence, but through the month, that evidence of your manifestation will develop for you. Page Page of Pentacles right there holding the Ace of Pentacles. So this is an opportunity to step through a doorway and have a new experience. And this is everything that we've been talking about, and you are already having the new experience. And because of that, because of your ability to validate and confirm your own self, do the healing work, give yourself kindness, compassion, self-nurturing, you keep your magic flowing, and that keeps doors opening for you. It's beautiful. Next set, you have Page of Swords. I see the pages in tarot kind of like scouts. You know, they scout ahead and they bring back messages for us. Now, this page is holding the Ace of Swords. She's a little bit inexperienced with it. The sword's a bit heavier than she thought it would be. Nonetheless, she's still out there scouting. And this is really you, Cancer, kind of scanning as a page would the horizon ahead. And it's the horizon of your thoughts. You really are on the lookout for the things that were 7 and 9 of Swords equivalent, so that you could keep this beautiful magical flow going for yourself. So it's excellent to have the Page of Swords right here. Coming with is the 9 of Pentacles. Yet another 9. You've got 3 of the 9s in 3 different suits. That's wonderful. So 9 of Pentacles is having more than enough to spare and share, and certainly you do. You've got great flow here with the 9 and the 10. The 9 is the independent individual, self-made individual. I love that she's out here in her garden. You know, she's picked some carrots. She's planted a whole crop, several different types, and she's cultivating that crop. She knows what to use right away, and she knows what to put by for later on. So there's harmony, there's balance here, and there's joy in the process. See, here again, you've brought yourself into a much more joyful place. And the way that you are taking care of yourself, the way that you are caring for your own foundation is continuing to pay reward for you in the 10 of Pentacles type of lifestyle. So there's fulfillment, happiness, there's more than enough to spare and share, there's some that you're putting away, there's some that you're using right now, resources, finances, whatever it is, joy, laughter, happiness, conversation, it's all of that. It's connection, it's community, and you are making this happen. And some of this is kind of new to you. Perhaps you've been doing things for a certain way for a long period of time, and you now know a different way. Now that you know a different way and you've stepped through some new doors of opportunity, you can see where your energy was being invested unwisely and not so efficiently for yourself. So you have self-corrected and manifested a whole new process. Nicely done. Okay, last row, Bonefire Tarot. This is all about the long-term happiness and fulfillment based on the top 2 rows of what's now and what's becoming. So yes, Bonefire Tarot for this. Our first is Death card, transformation. There it is. It's exactly what we were talking about right over here. You know, another note on that 9 of Pentacles, there's a lot more happiness flowing out of you at this time, Cancer, because the 9 of Pentacles, the lady in the garden, she always looks so put together, serene and happy, and almost business-like. We'll say business casual. But she's got a wild streak in her that people don't suspect her of at all, and she just lets that fly. And it's one of the beautiful things I love about that card, and it flows nicely into the Death card, believe it or not, because this is a simultaneous ending and beginning that is liberating, and it sets you free, and it's yet another horizon that you are walking toward here. So you've done it up here. You do it in the 9 of Swords for sure, because a new day dawns and you start fresh, and there you are in manifestation mode, and you're stepping through new doors of opportunity. You're scouting ahead a little bit. You're looking for things that can snag you up so that you can do something about them in the now rather than put them off for another time. You don't want that any longer for yourself. You're in this season, Page of Pentacles, and this season feels rich and fulfilling for you, and you want to keep that flow going. So the Death card is perfectly placed here, and because it is so perfectly placed, you are feeling free and liberated, and your wild spirit is also free and liberated. That's wonderful for you. Next, Tower. Hey, What an excellent card to have right next to the Death card. It confirms more for us about the transformation that's taking place. And within that transformation, you're able to see, because you're scouting ahead a little bit here, and you're not being so surprised, and you're listening to your intuition, and you're living a Ten of Pentacles type of lifestyle at this point, you're able to see cracks in your own foundation. Now, when we let things go, when we see those cracks and we do nothing about them, and we continue to do nothing about them in repetition, the universe will eventually step in, and it'll take the whole tower down for you. Sometimes that's a great thing. And at this point in your journey, it feels as though you have the visionary experience of the Scorpion energy in the Death card, which is deep and mysterious and all encompassing. You know, Scorpio likes to look at everything, and you are adopting some of that. You may want to check out where Scorpio lives in your chart if you're doing your chart at this time. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the reading, find out where Scorpio is and how it is helping you with this tower moment here. Nice consideration. But the point is, you have the tower here because you are able to spot the cracks and do something about it, Magician, so that you maintain your Ten of Pentacles life experience at this time. It keeps the door open. You don't have to run back and do all this reconstruction. The sense of it is that an old tower fell down a long time ago. Now, you may have kept some of the pieces that were still strong, still standing. They still require maintenance, and you have your eye on maintenance is what I'm getting at here in the cards. Next set, two of them. First is the Four of Coins. This is a card of holding on, and it's called the Miser. It's, you know, it's a card about not sharing what you have, and this goes against the grain of who you are, Cancer. You're great at sharing, and you love being in the Nine of Pentacles type of energy because you've cultivated something that's worthy of sharing, and it is a delight to you to bring that into the light for other people. Now, the Four of Coins can speak to part of the Cancer personality that likes to retreat and hide out in their own little crab shell. And they don't come back out till they're good and ready. No, not a bad thing here. The feeling I have, though, with the Four of Coins is that, somewhat like the Four of Cups, not only is it super stable because it's a four, it's also a recognition of what you are in reverence for. So you are hanging on to the pieces that work for you. And I love that it sits next to the tower. And I also enjoy that I was just telling you, you may have kept pieces of the old tower that fell down, and those things still need maintenance. And you've got the vision and the foresight for it. Page of Swords. You scout those cracks out and you do something about it, but there's something worth keeping of that old tower, which is why the Four of Coins is here. So if you find yourself in a transformative situation at this time and you are debating, what do I keep, what do I toss, just take a moment, come into heart space, come into your Seven and your Nine of Swords, and take a look at things through the lens of how energy was once unwisely or inefficiently invested, and then decide what you want to keep. You have to ask yourself, does it bring me closer to or further from my Ten of Pentacles, my Nine of Cups? Once you've asked those questions, it'll be clear to you, so you'll know what to savor, cherish, and treasure, and you'll know what to either repurpose or eliminate altogether. Then coming with this card, ooh, hiccups, Ace of Wands, another divine and cosmic gift on offer to you. So you now have the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Wands in the reading. This is creative fire. This is inspiration, communication. It is somewhat indicative of travel, not that any of us are doing much of that right now. So take it inward on your inner journey. Page of Swords, yet again, your scout. What are you scouting out here? The Ace of Wands really is how you light up your own life with your passion, your unique flair. And by being in reverence, by keeping what still has purpose for you, by passing on, Ten of Pentacles, what you no longer have a purpose for but someone else does, Nine of Pentacles, you keep the flow going very nicely, and you are not encumbered. You are actually unencumbered. You are much more free. You know, you're free of your 7 and your 9 of swords. But those 7, that 7 and that 9 offer you great perspective to see these things that are worthy and of value to you, to keep them in place so that you keep this beautiful, passionate, creative fire flow going for yourself. Next and very last card for you, 8 of Pentacles. What a great set of cards for you. You know, this is the work of your soul. The 8s in tarot are all about movement, energy moving, energy flowing, and this card has a reputation, unfortunately, for being somewhat of a ho-hum card. So when we see it, we know it's not quite the 9, we know it's not quite the 10, but you have the 9 and the 10 in your reading, and you got there by doing the work of the 8. This card brings mastery. It brings perfection of one's skill and one's craft. But it is absolutely the work of your soul in motion. And there are times in the journey, you know it, some are greater than others. Some are just, oh my gosh, please would you let this end? Could we come to fulfillment with this already? You know that feeling. And then equally, there are just as many that feel like the 9 of Cups. I mean, look how exalted this card is. Could you be more free than that? Be more delighted, right? Because it's all flowing into this 10 of Pentacles. But doing the work of your soul is what makes that possible. So you have been disciplined. And I don't mean disciplined as in conditioned. And there's absolutely no negative connotation to the word. It's being a disciple of your own soul's energy. So in discipline for the work of your soul. That's beautiful stuff. That's the magic right there, Cancer, with the Magician. That's what keeps these doors open. That's what keeps this passion flowing. That's what sets you wild and free. That's what even has you scouting that horizon with the Page of Swords and the Death card. Being willing to face everything in your 9 of Swords and stop robbing yourself of joy and falling into, not even just flowing into, the beautiful allowing and acceptance of the divine all that is, and you're in harmony with the rhythm and the seasons of things. And at last, you feel some peace in that. What a gorgeous reading. Thank you so much for watching, and do check out the daily readings too, by the way. Watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Have a beautiful April. Thank you for joining me here and hanging in there for the totality of this gorgeous message for you. Congratulations, Cancer. All right. Peace, love, joy, blessings. Namaste. See you soon.